guys, what is up? Today we're going to be talking about corruption breaches. There's a little bit of a mess up here because I forgot to do an intro for this, so this is an intro I grabbed from somewhere else. But today we're going to be talking about corruption breaches. There's 4 different types and we're going to go through each one of them and show you how to do them. So this is the first one we're going to look at. It's Infested Groves. Infested Groves is basically one corrupted tendril in the middle of the corrupted zone. All you have to do is defeat the corrupted tendril and then use your Azoth staff on the corrupted nodule underneath the tendril. Some mobs will spawn to try and stop you from destroying the tendril after you've defeated it, but if you've got a team and they've got threat gems, then one of you can destroy the corrupted nodule while the other one distracts the others. As soon as the corrupted nodule is destroyed, then all the enemies go anyway. We're going to be keeping all of the chests we get from this and open them at the end. This is Festering Hives. So Festering Hives is like in the formation of a triangle. There's a door at each point of the triangle basically. Enemies will try and defend the central building, and it's very similar to the Infested Groves, as there's enemies to defeat and then you'll destroy a boss in the middle this time instead. Instead of a tendril, it will be a corrupted elk, corrupted heavy, something like that, but it will be a boss minion, and then there'll be a couple of other minions in there as well. So we've got some guys on the round of the swarmers and then a heavy, and then it's that nodule at the top in the ceiling that you need to use your Azoth staff on to destroy the corruption and finish the event. So there's me and this other guy here. He's just a random, so you can do this by yourself, but it's recommended that you do it in groups if you're a bit more underleveled. But let's take down this corrupted heavy here, and then we can go inside and get rid of the corrupted nodule. Here I could have gone inside and left this guy to fight the corrupted heavy and destroy the nodule myself, but I didn't. But if you have a team, as is in the Infested Groves, you could distract the enemies, and then one person on your team with the right Azoth staff could go inside and destroy the corrupted nodule to finish the event. We also upgraded our sword and shield here as well, but that's another time. So we go in and we use our Azoth staff on the middle. You've got to make sure you have the right type of Azoth staff as well. I'm only doing tier 1 events here, so I need a tier 1 Azoth staff. For different tiers that we'll talk about a bit later on, you'd need different types of Azoth staff, which you'll get as you progress. So there's another chest and some more Azoth, some gold and some XP for the territory. And of course we'll need to heal up afterwards. Moving on to corruption portals. Corruption portals are a bit different to all of the other corrupted breaches. It's basically a portal that spawns enemies in waves, and you just have to defeat the waves after waves. There will be acolytes that you have to defeat to start it. I've joined this one and it's already been started, so the acolytes have been defeated already. This is also a major corruption breach, which again we'll talk about more later. It's a bigger portal, so more enemies, and they'll do more damage, have more health, that kind of thing. But we'll talk about them a bit more later as well. But for this you need to defeat acolytes and the minions that are around. Corruption portals are much easier to do with 10 people. You could have healers, DPS, any combination, and you'll be able to do corruption portals easily with 10 people. And I'm a healer in this role, so I've just been going around healing people. But you could be a DPS, you could be fighting the different waves of bosses and minions of the corruption that spawn. Most of the minions will also have abilities like explosive or armoured or things like that will upgrade them to make them more difficult as well, especially in a major corruption breach, again, that we'll talk about later. But once you've defeated the waves and waves of minions, 2 more acolytes will spawn. It will just be a wave of 2 acolytes, and then the wave afterwards you'll have a boss minion spawn again, again for a major corruption breach like this with a bigger portal. It will be a bigger boss like a corruption ogre, or something of that level. Like here we got a corrupted ogre, but again with 10 people, the DPS on the ogre, it doesn't last very long. And then all you have to do is the same as what we've done before. You go to the bottom of it and use your Azov staff on it. Someone else beat me to this one, so you can just watch them do it, I guess. But it's basically the nodule in the middle of the portal that you're trying to get to, and then the portal will just disintegrate. And again, you'll get Azov, gold, and standing, and a breach cache. This was a major, so we got a more upgraded one. Now moving on to corruption monoliths. This is the last of the 4 types. Corruption monoliths is probably the simplest, past infested groves, as there's only minions and the corrupted nodule at the base of the monolith to destroy. There's not waves, it's just like 6 minions and the corrupted nodule that you have to do. I struggled a little bit because I was by myself here, but some people came along a bit later on and helped. I just had to kind of hold out and not die. But you'll find that as in an open world event, some people might have gone to a different one and then be coming along to you, or they might have joined you. But if you just hold your ground, someone will be with you as like when they get to you, because everyone is doing breaches right now. But monoliths are the easiest. All you have to do is destroy the carapace that defends the corruption nodule, and the minions obviously. If this was a major one, or if any of these were major ones, it would be slightly different again. You'd have more nodules to destroy and possibly a carapace in the middle of 3, a bit like the Festering Hives. There'd be a triangle formation, but there'd be a nodule on each of them that you have to destroy before you can attack the middle carapace to then get rid of the middle nodule, which would then destroy the event. So there is a slight difference between major and minor corruption breaches. But if we destroy the carapace here, then we'll be able to use our Azov staff on it and destroy the event and win. It does take a bit of time here because I was by myself, but then someone came along just as we finished this off, so then I could grab the nodule by myself and not be attacked. As I destroyed the carapace, the minions come from it again, like 1 or 2 more minions, some more corruption swarmers sometimes. But again, the major breaches are made much easier by having 10 people at least. And as you see, the minions are kind of coming for me again now because I've destroyed the carapace. It's a bit more difficult for me because I'm not doing a lot of damage. I'm only just above the level for this, but my gear isn't. But this guy's just come along, so I'm able to get the monolith. Any progress that you make on the monolith is like saved, as it were, so if anyone else then started it, they wouldn't have to do it from the beginning. They just have to continue from where you left off if you got hit already. So let's try and finish off the monolith here. Okay, there we go. So that's then the corruption monolith destroyed, and a breach cache again, some more Azov, some gold, territory standing. We're now going to talk about corruption types and tiers. So there's different tiers to corruption breaches. There's tier 2, 3, 4 and 5, I believe. And there's the minor and major breach caches that you can get from the events from respective minor and major breaches. This is a tier 2 breach that I wasn't able to complete by myself. It was a corruption portal that I found in Windswood or Everfall? Everfall, I think. Yeah. And this is how you would see them on the map. You'd look around for the red dots. I don't think you'll be able to see them on your map until you have an Azov staff, but once you do, then you'll obviously get them tracked on your map. The symbol that you see on my compass at the top of the screen is the marker for a major breach. This is a corruption portal that is a minor. I've sped this up a little bit just because it's kind of extra footage that I can tell you guys about the differences here. But this is a minor corruption portal, and they're a bit easier. You're not going to get as hard of a boss at the end, and there's going to be less waves of minions. And they're marked by just a red square tilted on its side with like a skull in it. This spawned a corruption elk at the end of it for the boss. And it was quite easy again. This guy is going to destroy it for us, and that's the portal destroyed. Running off to our last one, I think, for today, we got an infested grove. And very simple, there was about 10 of us, well, 8 to 10 of us, and we destroyed it quite easily. I've sped it up for you guys, you don't have to go through all of it. But if you need to go back and look through any of these, feel free. I'll try and put timestamps in, and just walk yourself through it. Feel free to pause it. But this is what we got from doing those breaches. So we got a gun, we got some leggings, a great axe, a crafting item, some more leggings, some corrupted silver, corrupted fragments, and some more crafting materials, some more chestware. These items will be your gear levels, so anything that you destroy, any corruption breaches you destroy will be your gear levels. So if you need better gear, go around and do some corruption breaches. If you have an Azov staff, if you don't, do the main story, get an Azov staff, and then do corruption breaches. This is also how you would get corruption fragments to then make tuning orbs from opening these breach caches. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you've learned something, and if you have, make sure you like, subscribe, and stick around for more. We'll have part 4 of New World out really soon, so make sure you check that out. See you in a bit, guys. Bye.